You are at the grocery checkout, buying the exact same eggs, bread, and milk you always buy. But when the cashier hands you the receipt, your total is somehow 20% higher than it used to be. This is inflation. It means the single dollar bill in your pocket has lost its strength. It simply doesn't buy as much food as it did a year ago. To understand why your grocery bill is climbing, we need to look at the massive global forces driving prices up and the invisible tricks businesses use to pass their rising costs onto you in secret. Navigating today's economy requires understanding both the price hikes you can clearly see on the shelf and the hidden strategies you usually miss. One reason for rising prices starts with how much cash is floating around in the economy. When everyone has more money to spend, but the stores don't have more items to sell, that high demand pulls prices upward. This is what's known as demand pull inflation. Usually, the money supply grows 6% a year. Recently, it jumped 19% in 2020 and 16% in 2021. With extra cash but the same amount of stuff on shelves, you have heavy money chasing a light supply of goods. When the money supply outpaces the actual products available, the market has to find. The result is that the price of those goods has to go up. But the problem isn't just about how much we want to buy. It's also about how hard it is to make and move those products. When the cost of production rises, it pushes the final price higher. This is called cost push inflation. Think about the journey your food takes. When global disruptions happen, like ships getting stuck at congested ports, we face severe shortages. These bottlenecks make everything more expensive to deliver. Geopolitical conflicts make these shortages even worse. They disrupt trade and drive up the cost of the fuel required to move goods from one side of the world to your local store. When high consumer demand meets a fractured, expensive supply chain, the cost of making your groceries surges. Those extra costs eventually end up on your final receipt. However, you might pick up a box of cereal today and see that the price tag hasn't changed at all. You might think you're getting a deal until you look closer. This is shrinkflation. A manufacturer keeps the price the same, but quietly reduces the amount of product inside. That box that used to hold 18 ounces might now only hold 16. Businesses do this to protect their profits without scaring you away with a higher price tag. They're betting that you'll notice a dollar increase at the register, but you won't notice a few missing ounces in the box. This is still inflation. You are simply paying more for every ounce you buy, even if the sticker price stays the same. There is one more tactic that is even harder to spot. Imagine the price stays the same and the box is the same size, but your favorite snack suddenly tastes worse. This is skimpflation. Here, companies skimp on quality to save money. They might swap out a premium ingredient, like real butter or cocoa, for a cheaper alternative, like margarine or artificial sweeteners. You see this in services too, like when a hotel cleans your room less, or a store asks you to do more work yourself. We saw this in 1916 with the very first self-service supermarkets, which saved money by having customers gather their own items rather than using clerks. While other forms of inflation take a bite out of your wallet, skimpflation lowers the quality of your life. It is a permanent loss in what your money can actually buy. It's a complex cycle. A flood of money meets a jammed supply chain, forcing businesses to either raise prices, shrink their packages, or lower their quality. But you can fight back. When you're at the store, ignore the big price tag and look for the tiny unit price in the corner. This tells you the true cost per ounce, making it impossible for a shrinking box to hide. To spot skimpflation, keep an eye on the ingredient lists of the brands you use every day. If the recipe suddenly changes, the value has changed too. By understanding the visible forces and the invisible tactics of inflation, you can navigate the aisles and your budget with your eyes wide open.